It's an important equation to understand, the foundation formula, or foundation program for the state of Missouri. The formula, based on state law, is Missouri's primary method of distributing money to public schools. But how does it work, and what share does the St. Joseph School District receive? Chief Financial Officer Bo Musser sat down to discuss the basics of the program.
The state foundation formula is the St. Joe School District's largest annual revenue stream. And we receive money based on our weighted average daily attendance, not necessarily just our enrollment numbers, but rather our average daily attendance. And the weighted portion of that comes into play. They look at the demographics of your students. And so we'll get extra weight, so to speak, for those kids that are at high poverty levels, special education, limited English proficient kids. So all of that's the weighted portion of the factor. Our total operating revenue for the 13-14 school year is going to be about $117 million. Our two largest sources of revenue, the number one resource is the state funding formula at about $41 million. Local property taxes make up about $39 million of the $117 million total.
But for the 2013-2014 school year, the statewide formula will not be fully funded, with a $600 million shortfall. Locally, that means the St. Joseph School District will not receive the full funds promised through the formula.
We're predicting right now for the 2013-2014 school year that it'll be funded at 93.5%. And so, again, that's roughly about $3 million that we won't be receiving.
In a recent speech, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon expressed his hope the foundation formula would receive a huge increase in funds by fiscal year 2015 and be fully funded when his term as governor is over in 2017.
If the state formula did become funded fully, of course, that extra $3 million would be we could use that for whatever we want. For example, we could expand our early childhood education program. Most studies show that spending money in early childhood, preschool, is your biggest return on your investment when you talk about funding education and specifically early childhood. We could use that money for extra reading teachers, assistant principals in our large elementary schools. We could use it to increase our parents as teachers budget that got cut significantly at the state level over the last few years. So there's a whole host of things that we can use that money for, and we hope we have that opportunity to use that, to get that money in order to put it to good use.
For the St. Joseph School District, I'm Joey Austin.